Hi guys, it is Mersh. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update before the video starts, just to let you know sort of where I've been, because if you have not noticed on my channel, I was uploading two videos every week, and recently it's been one a week, if that. Sometimes it's like one every 10 days or so. Now the reason for that is since about mid-November, I've been really unwell. I had a stomach bug to start with that lasted for about half a week. And then there's this flu that's currently going around the UK, and I caught it, and it was awful. I had like a blocked nose, like loads of phlegm built up in my throat, a sore throat, coughing the whole time, feeling really weak, like headaches. It just wasn't pleasant, basically. And I had that for 2 weeks, and then I had like one day where I felt like so much better. That was a Thursday. Then I woke up on a Friday and all the symptoms had come back. I had a sore throat again. I was really phlegmy, blocked up. Like, I'm not going to go into too much detail. It just wasn't very nice. And I didn't want to be recording videos whilst I was sick just because I'd be coughing, sniffling, and I just don't think it would make for a very good viewing experience for people. So I've not sort of stressed too much about trying to put out some content for you guys. But now I'm feeling a lot better. I do still have a bit of a cough, like I'm still not 100%. Like I've got this constant feeling in my throat that I need to cough, and it's just yeah, not fun to deal with. But I am back now. I'm going to try and get my videos back out 2 every week and try and stick to that schedule. And I'll also try and sort of get my streams back up and going as well because the streaming took a big hit. Because again, I guess with YouTube I can at least like cut out the times that I do cough, but with streaming everyone hears everything, and it's just too much of a hassle to have to mute myself every time I'm coughing because I don't want people like I guess hearing it. It's just a bit off-putting, I guess. Gives people the ick. But yeah, without further ado, I just wanted to give you guys an update on sort of where I've been, why the content has been slacking a little bit. But yeah, hopefully you guys can understand, and I'll let you guys get back to the video. So peace. Hey guys, it is Mersh. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have another account takeover. It is Jimrat003. He has come to me. He has already a really good clan boss team. He is comfortably one keying Ultra Nightmare. But because this guy has a bit of a stacked account, he wants to see if he can push up his numbers, right? So I'll show you guys this guy's account quickly. He has like a +4 Lord Shazar, a +3 Rotos, a +2 Siphi, +3 Trunda, +2 Ninja, a bunch of other +1 champions, and he just has like god tier champions for days, man. His account is really, really stacked. And he's come to me, I think, because he wants to flex on his clanmates. I'll show you the team that he is currently running so far. He is currently running a Myth Fu team with Jintoro. So, as you can imagine, Jintoro is a very, very good damage dealer, especially for clan boss. Sorry, and yeah, his team's solid. But he wanted to, uh, see if he can boost his numbers even further. So he's given me that challenge. So it should be a fun one. So what I think we're going to be doing is we're going to see if we can run a standard Myth Fu team with Ninja, and we'll also build out, I think he has a Baracus that he wants to use. So we can use Baracus for when we're dealing with Spirit Affinity, just to make sure that Heiress obviously isn't the one tanking the stun. And hopefully we should be able to get some big boy numbers out of this team. So I'm going to go ahead and do my best to build out the champions, and I'll come back to you once it's done. Okay guys, so I have done the builds. We've got some pretty crazy stats to show off, I'm not gonna lie. So we'll start off with Ninja since he's right off at the top. I've managed to get him in one piece of Cruel, and the reason it's not more Cruel gear or like Savage gear is because we've hit some pretty crazy numbers with him. So with Ninja, we've got him at 40k HP with just under 5,500 attack. We've got him at 2k defense. We have him at 257 speed. We've got him just shy of 100%. We've got him at 97%. And we've got him at 286% crit damage. And we've also got enough accuracy to make sure he can land his decreased defense and HP burn debuffs. In terms of his masteries, we've just got standard clan boss masteries down to War Master, but we have veered off and gone for Cycle of Violence. And the reason that we've done this for Ninja as opposed to the normal standard clan boss masteries we do is because Ninja can afford to have his cooldowns reduced, right? In fact, we actually prefer it because it means that he's not using his A1 as much, which is sometimes what throws Ninja off of the whole speed tune, because his A1 gives him an increased turn meter, right? If we're using his A1 less and using his Hailburn more, it means less chance it's going to mess up and more damage. And then in terms of the defense tree, we just have the standard defense clan boss masteries, and the reason we've gone down this tree is because we want deterrence, which gives him a chance to counterattack whenever there is a stun placed. And now with Demytha and Heiress teams, we will have the stun land on our team, but Heiress will cleanse it off straight away. So it's just nice to grab the counterattack for stun masteries because we will be taking the stuns. Who is next to show off? All right, we'll go with Demytha. So Demytha, as I've already said, guys, this is a pretty cracked account, and the gear is no exception to that. We have managed to get her in toxic gear whilst we're running at 289 speed, which is lovely. In terms of the rest of her stats, though, we've got her at 43,000 HP with just under 3k defense. We've got the attack, crit rate, and crit damage bumped up as high as we can, so we've got just over 3k attack. We have just under 100% crit rate and 167% crit damage, which isn't too much to shout about. The accuracy is not important, it's just like a side effect of grabbing all the other stats that we've got, so yeah, you know. But yeah, getting toxic set on Demytha is really nice because her damage is really low, but the toxic set will make sure that her numbers are sort of not too far behind everybody else's. In terms of her masteries, we've just got standard clan boss masteries down to War Master, and then on the defense tree, we have gone ahead and just grabbed deterrence for the same reason that we grabbed it on Ninja. The reason that we have deterrence on Demytha and the reason it's so good is because we have this toxic set, right? So if she's getting a counter attack in, it just means there's another hit where she has a chance to place the poison, and it just squeezes in more damage, right? Which is always good. The next champion we will go over is Seeker. So Seeker, we did manage to get into Savage gear, and this is because his speed requirement is not as high as Ninja's is, right? So Ninja was at 257, Seeker only needs to be at 185, sorry. So with that, we can grab the Savage gear, which just gives him more damage because he's ignoring defense. We have him at 42,000 HP with 4k attack. We have him at 2,200 defense. We have him crit capped, and we have as much crit damage as we could get into the build. So in this case, we've got 284%. We do also have a cruelty blessing, which means every time that he lands a hit on the boss, so with a multi-hit, it will be however many hits are within that multi-hit, and every single hit can decrease the defense of the boss by 1% per hit. And because this is only level 1 blessing or level 2, we're only going to get it to 5%, but the higher these blessings go, obviously, as you can see here, if you just read it, it'll go up to a maximum of 20% of the defense, which will be reduced, which will increase the damage of everybody else, which is lovely. In terms of the masteries, similar to Demytha, we've just got standard clan boss masteries down to War Master, and on the defense tree we have deterrence, again, because whenever somebody gets stunned, we want that counter attack to come through because it means more damage. The next champion is Deacon. Deacon, we have him running with 2 crawl set bonuses, which is really nice. It helps his damage. In terms of his stats, we have him at 196 speed, and the rest of it is just kind of making sure he isn't the stun target if we can help it. So he is at 46,000 HP with just under 3k attack, just under 3k defense. We have him crit capped with 256% crit damage, and then we've got enough accuracy as well in the build just to make sure that he's landing his decreased defense. Just because that's a big skill to get out there, it will increase the damage of everybody else. In terms of his masteries, we have the standard clan boss masteries down to War Master, and then we've gone ahead and gone for the support tree. We've gone Steadfast because we don't really want him to get stunned. Like if we can help it. We've got Law of Steel to amplify the attack from the crawl set bonuses, and then we have Sniper and Master Hexer just to give him more uptime on the decreased defense debuff. And then finally we have Heiress. So Heiress, we again have managed to get her in toxic gear, which is great because like Demytha, they normally only serve to make the team like function in clan boss. So Demytha has the block damage, and Heiress has the cleanse and the increased speed for everybody. And because Heiress as well is a rare champion, her damage isn't crazy. Don't get me wrong, there are some rare champions that are very high damage dealing, especially for clan boss, but Heiress is not one of them. She's just there for the utility. So we've got a toxic set just to enable that her and Demytha are getting in as much damage as we physically can squeeze into this build. Um, in terms of her stats, we have her at 33,000 HP with 2,700 defense. We have her at 3,500 attack and 269 speed is what she needs to be at to sort of stay in sync. This is flexible. I think they're all flexible by like 2 or 3 speed. Just make sure that when you change the speed of them, you input it in the calculator. Make sure that it's all running fine. And then we've also got her crit capped with 132% crit damage. She doesn't need accuracy at all. In terms of her masteries, we have standard offense masteries down to War Master. Then we've gone the support tree because we really want Steadfast. Again, to make sure she's not stunned because she's the one who is cleansing it for the team. And then we've just got sort of standard masteries, nothing really to shout about. We've gone Master Hexer and we've gone Sniper, just because these two actually these two will impact the toxic set, right? So the poisons that she's putting out, she'll have more chance of placing them with Sniper, and Master Hexer will mean that the poisons will be out for longer as well. Now, to make this team Spirit Affinity friendly, we do need to drop Ninja in place of a Force DPS, just because against Spirit, the Spirit Clan boss is going to attack a Force champion, and if Ninja stays in the team, then unfortunately Heiress will be the only Spirit target, or the only Force champion for the Spirit Clan boss to target. So we've gone ahead and included Brackus the Shifter. I've never had the pleasure of using him, but he seems like a very cool champion. He's obviously got his 6-hit A2 and a 3-hit A3, which means we can actually go ahead and grab Giant Slayer. He is like the king of Giant Slayer. It just means that he has the potential to do some big damage. In terms of his stats, though, we have him at the same, or sorry, 1 speed less than Ninja, just because, like I said, there is some flexibility with it. You can adapt this speed. It can either be 256, 257, or I think 258 as well. Again, just make sure you're checking it in the calculator if you're planning to do it. In terms of his stats, though, we have him at 43,000 HP. We have him at 4,200 attack. We have him at 1,700 defense. 256 speed, and then we have crit capped with 269% crit damage. We've also gone ahead and made sure he has some accuracy, just because he does have a weaken in his kit, and that's the only thing that was actually going to impact this clan boss team. But that weaken, it's a debuff that Ninja actually doesn't bring, so it's just another debuff to help the team do damage, right? We want to make sure that it is out there. But yeah, the weaken debuff is just another debuff to help the team do more damage. So we just want to make sure that he's able to place it and that it's out there, again, to increase the damage of the team. Okay, now just to show you guys the setup for the team, I'll just go in order of where they are in the list. Now, Deacon is at the top because we need his speed aura, and Heiress is at the bottom because she doesn't want to be the stun target, right? So another thing that contributes towards the like who the clan boss is going to stun is what position they are in the team. Whoever the leader is more likely to be stunned than the person at the back is, and it kind of just goes in order. So if you're having problems with your stun target, try play around with who's in the lead spot, who's at the back, and see if that fixes it. It has fixed certain clan boss teams for me over the times I've been building the teams. But without further ado, with Deacon, he needs to start with his A1, and then he needs to have his A2 on first priority with his A3 on second priority. Normally with Deacon, you'd have it the other way around because he'd speed boost, he'd get the extra turn, and then he'd drop the defense. But with this, just to make sure that the speed boost comes in at the right time and we can keep it on auto without having to manual anything, we have to set it up like this. With Demytha, you don't need to do any setup for her, but I always do it because it's safer. We want to make sure that she's putting her block damage up every time it's available, and then have the second priority on her increased duration. With Seeker, he just needs to start with his A1, and then he will use his A2 automatically. To be honest, you could go ahead and just put that on first priority as well. Doesn't really matter. Seeker's AI is pretty good with that. With Ninja, again, no setup is needed at all. However, with Hailburn, we're going to make sure he opens with it and has it on first priority, just because it's his biggest damage dealing skill, right? We want to be making sure we're trying to mid-max the damage, making sure that he is getting this ability out whenever possible. And then with Heiress, she has an AI which is weird. So with Heiress, normally you would think that she'll just use this because it's her only ability other than her basic A1. However, she actually doesn't. She's a bit weird. With Heiress, because this ability places increased speed, she will refuse to use this ability if she herself is under a increased speed buff, which is just a bit weird. So we just want to make sure that we have it as first priority because it means that it will always be used if it's available. And it will just mean that the whole comp will stay in sync, which is lovely. Now with the Brackus team, if you are going to, or if you're trying to make this team run against Spirit, the setup is the exact same. The difference is obviously just you're setting up Brackus different to how you'd set up Ninja, just to make sure that you're getting as much damage out there as possible. So because we are starting with Seeker and we're not using his increase attack and turn meter ability first, we're actually going to go ahead and use it on Brackus first, just because that will mean everybody has increased attack from the first turn. And then we'll go into his big boy damage ability second. But this actually will still hit the clan boss 3 times, so it's still his it's still a good source of damage, right? We're just doing the increased attack a bit earlier to try and give it more uptime throughout the rest of the fight. Okay guys, so I will go ahead and show you the run for this team. Now this was recorded. It was recorded before I showed you guys the builds, just because I wanted to make sure that I was showing you guys sort of like working stuff, what the final product looked like. I didn't actually have to go back and change anything. It did work all, it's like first time. It's just sort of like a precautionary safety measure, just so that I'm not showing you all the builds and then I get to the run doesn't work. I need to change the builds and re-record it all. Like it's just long. But yeah, without further ado, we'll get into the actual run. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on sort of like the turn orders and stuff because you can see that in the setup that I did just before this. What I would recommend to do if you do want to sort of work out who should be going where is get a bit of practice in using the Deadwood Jedi calculator. Go into that, plug in all of the speeds and all of the speed sets that I used, and then once you've done that, use the setup section of the video and plug in like which abilities come when, and you should see that the comp sort of falls in order. I think about turn 3 it will start being like fully in sync, and it'll just sort of like repeat its turns every time. But yeah, I'd recommend to do that just to get a bit of practice in. If you guys are trying to build your own clan boss teams, you can see you can just see like the different thresholds of speeds and stuff. You can play around with it. You can increase someone's speed, decrease it. Try seeing how using speed sets or perception sets can potentially throw off a clan boss team. But yeah, I'm not going to show you guys or go into too much detail on the actual like turn orders and stuff. It's just to sort of showcase the numbers that this team's doing because we are using pretty insane gear. So after this point, everything is just sort of running full auto. It doesn't really change at all. Everything's just going to be repeated as I said, but we'll get to about 40 turns in, right? Now Ninja's passive is fully stacked up, and you're seeing he's done what 200k with his A1. I want to see if we can get Hailburn in here. I think he might have just used it because he's got Perfect Veil on him. So yeah, 300k with his A3, which is reducing the cooldown of Hailburn. So his next one should be smacking. There it is. There you go. You're doing like 155, 160k damage with his Hailburn per hit, which is just juicy, man. It's so nice. And as you can see, the Clan Boss debuff bar is more or less completely full because we do have 2 toxic sets running. But yeah, that's generally like where all the damage is coming from in this team. And then I'll skip to the end just to show you guys the damage. Now, this was a Void run, I believe. Oh no, this was against Magic. Okay, this is a Magic run. He's doing about 111.6 million. As you can see, Ninja, he's putting up 62 million. The next highest is actually Heiress, thanks to the Toxic set, and because she's Force Affinity, so she's doing a little bit of bonus damage there. But the trade-off is that Deacon is doing less damage because he's Spirit and we're against Magic, right? Heiress is doing 17 mil, Seeker's doing 16.5, Demytha doing just under 9 million, and Deacon doing just under 7 million. Um, what I will say is when I built this team, I wasn't able to test it on Void. What I said to him is if he can just send me a screenshot of how the run looks and like the damage numbers look on Void, then sort of please do. The whole comp ran completely fine on Void, and he did send me a screenshot. What he also did is after a few weeks, he sent me a screen. The damage, by the way, were on Void was pretty similar to this, because obviously the only thing that would really change is that Deacon would be doing a little bit more and Heiress would be doing a little bit less. So it equaled out. It's about the same damage numbers. However, Ninja does not have Brimstone and Deacon does not have a Blessing either. Now, just to highlight the actual impact of Brimstone, I'm going to show you the screenshot because now this guy does have Ninja with a Blessing. So he's got Brimstone on him and he's got Deacon with a Blessing as well. What I did tell him to do was switch Cruelty over to Deacon and then put like Phantom Touch or something on Seeker. That will boost up his damage numbers even more, but I think he just hasn't reset Seekers over to Phantom Touch yet, so he's currently getting Cruelty stacked up really quickly. But yeah, it needs to be changed to Phantom Touch just to squeeze out a little bit more, and he'll probably comfortably hit the 120 mark. But yeah, as you can see, the impact of Brimstone on Clan Boss is actually insane. We've got Ninja, who was doing 62 million damage. With Brimstone now, he has 71 million damage. So it's about 9 million extra damage on your main damage dealer, which is just nuts, man. It is crazy. It's crazy that one blessing can increase your damage that much in Clan Boss. For people that have much lesser gear, that alone can be the difference between 2-keying Ultra Nightmare and 1-keying it, right? Say, for example, you're getting like 62, 63 million. All you have to do is slap it on Brimstone to one of your champions, and you're pretty much getting a 1-key there. So it's pretty insane. But yeah, without further ado, guys, I will probably end the video there. There's nothing else to show you guys with this comp, but it's just highlighting that Myth Heir can be run with Ninja to comfortably 1-key Ultra Nightmare. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and a comment, and peace.